Hey everybody, Billy here. Welcome to the show. I'm going to do 4 episodes of Suspense tonight. It was a TV show from 1949 to 1954, and it was based on the old-time radio show Suspense, which ran for 22 years. But anyway, they did adaptations of Charles Dickens, Agatha Christie, Edgar Allan Poe, and they had contemporary writers also contribute, but they also did adaptations from the old Suspense radio show. Anyway, this first episode is really cool. It's called Dead Ernest. And what it is this guy Ernest has catalepsy. That's where he can, fall over and he looks like he's dead, but he's not. He's just in a real deep coma. Well, Ernest gets in this car wreck. And they take him off to the morgue. They think he's dead. And so meanwhile, he lost his coat in the accident. And this guy picks up the coat and sells it to this couple. Well, the couple look in the coat and they see this note that tells about his medical condition. So they're in a mad race to find this guy and keep him from a premature embalming, So here we go. Dead Ernest.
And now, Suspense. Your host tonight on the Autolite Theater is the maker of the famous Autolite Stay Full battery, the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. From bumper to tail light, Autolite makes over 400 products for cars and trucks. Spark plugs, bumpers, hubcaps, headlights, radiator grills, batteries, wire and cable, ignition systems, speedometers, instruments, tail lights, and many more. So remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. And now Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations everywhere present Suspense.
You'll have to hurry. It's got to begin soon.
One Lowe's, please.
Oh, I see. Here you are.
35.
Did you want this at your change?
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's right.
Here you are, honey. Newsreel, sports short, travelogue, Bugs Bunny, and a double feature. Time you get out, you'll have a double chin.
I bet my double feature won't last any longer than your double header. Last time you went to Ebbetsfield, the dinner was ruined.
Oh. Well, enjoy yourself.
Ernest, you are wearing your disc, aren't you?
Yes, dear.
And the letter.
Right here. And in my best handwriting, please open and read.
It should be pinned to your pocket. You might lose it. You know, you always take off your coat at a ball game.
You are a fussy old hen.
Well, I can't help worrying about you whenever you're out of my sight.
Well, I wish you wouldn't. You perpetually remind me of my affliction.
I'm sorry, Ernest, but I can't help it. Because every time you get excited, you're so likely to get an attack.
Well, darling, I'm not going to get excited. It'll probably be a very dull game. DeRocher isn't with the Dodgers anymore. Now you go on in. Have a good romantic fling with Dennis Morgan.
All right. Have a good game.
that Santa Claus hurt him that way.
I swear I didn't see him. I had to right away. He just needs to step in front of my car. Right down in front of it.
All right. We'll go into that later. Guy's out cold. All right, get back and keep moving. Don't stand around like a lot of dick in the office. This ain't a circus. Here, you. Beat it over to that front door and call an ambulance.
I've got to see something. Well, it's getting
All right,
please.
we gotta prop him up. We can use his coat. Yeah.
Be careful.
I'm watching that.
Now, be gentle. Put him down gently, please. Goodness. Oh, don't there. Now, he's hurt bad.
He can't be hurt badly, officer. I hardly touched him at all. I just tapped him gently.
Oh, yeah? Must have been very gentle, because he ain't breathing. Yeah, he's got all them, too. You can always tell it's happened when they fall over like this.
Well, what's happened? You don't mean that
Just what I do mean, pal. Your gentle little tap has knocked this guy right onto a slab in the morgue.
Place reeks of mothballs. Let's get out. We won't find anything here.
Well, we won't if we don't look.
Oh, I don't know why I ever married such a determined woman.
To bolster your supine character.
And what might you be looking for, my friend?
Hello. My husband needs a sports jacket, something rather smart.
Might I suggest he tries Abercrombie and Fitch's?
He would, if he wasn't an actor.
The theatre's a discouraging job. Like me all.
How right you are. Would you believe that my husband's been in 3 plays in the last season and they've only run 2 weeks among them? Well, now he has a chance to do summer stock, and in the very first play he has to be a millionaire in Philadelphia story.
That's rubbing it in for sure.
Oh, and how? That's why he needs a sports jacket. Actors have to supply their own clothes, you know. Of course, it's very different
Look,
when you're
Fran, I'm sure the gentleman isn't interested in my life story. Now, do you happen to have some kind of a coat that would be suitable for an idle playboy?
Well, maybe. There's a grey herringbone over here might fit the bill with a little imagination.
Oh.
Oh, it looks quite possible, hey? After all, millionaires are supposed to be very eccentric. They hate parting with a nickel and love hanging on to old clothes.
The one in Philadelphia story doesn't. He's perfectly normal.
No, that would take too much imagination.
It would strain it a bit.
I guess I'll have to spend part of my first week's salary on a new one.
Hey, what about this one? Looks hardly worn at all. That's this, that.
That's not for sale, girlie.
Why not? Is it your own?
Well, you see, I haven't put it into my stock yet. I picked it up only this morning. In fact, I was just given it a spit and polish when you came in. There's stains on the collar. Red wine, by the looks of them.
Oh, I could get them off as well as you. I know all of the tricks. Anyway, they wouldn't show up on the footlights. Here, handsome, try it on. Very elegant. You look right out of escort. How much do you want for it?
$8, as is.
Well, it's very reasonable. I think I'll take
You
it.
will not. Why, $8 for a horrible old stained bit of junk like that? Here you are. $5 as is. Take it or leave it.
Well, seeing your pretty Irish eyes, I won't argue with you. Shall I wrap it up for you?
Oh, no, thank you. Besides, you might charge us for the dark state. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Come on.
Bye-bye. Hey, you know, honey, That was a real bargain. But I can't figure out why he let it go so cheaply. Why, it must have cost at least $75, Neil.
Let him explain, darling. It was my pretty Irish eyes.
Yeah, well, that was certainly a ham performance of a stingy housewife that you gave. Look, Fran, you know it upsets me. Why do you do it?
Oh, you're too inhibited. You know, I don't think these are wine stains. They don't seem to be coming out at all. Wouldn't be at all surprised if there were blood stains.
Maybe the old crook bumped off the owner. I wouldn't put anything past that character.
Hey, wait a minute. There's something stuck in here. Must be a very important document for someone to pin it to their person. They obviously didn't want to lose it. Please open and read.
Maybe we've come into money.
I carry this wherever I go. It is to advise responsible parties that I am a cataleptic. My body must not be molested for a period of 72 hours, neither by autopsy nor by embalming. The maximum periods of my attack seldom exceed 4 hours. Please telephone my wife, Mrs. Margaret Bowers, at Gramercy 98989. If she is not at home, try Dr. Mackenzie, Plaza 36762. This is of vital importance. It may mean my life. Ernest Bowers. Well, what do you know?
Oh, it's probably just a gag.
Against whom? Darling, what is a cataleptic exactly?
Oh, don't ask me. I went to a dramatic school, not John Hopkins.
Well, let's look it up in the dictionary. Catacomb, here we are, catalepsy. A bodily condition marked by suspension of sensation and muscular rigidity. A seizure closely resembling death in all aspects, including the primary stages of rigor mortis.
That's a grim thought. Now look, Fran, don't start getting any ideas. The owner probably just forgot to remove the letter when he sold the coat.
This doesn't sound like something someone would easily forget. Hey, I wonder if he did sell it to the Irishman.
Fran, why shouldn't he have?
Well, in the first place, it looks too new. In the second place, there are those spots. And if they are what I think they are, blood, well, then there might have been an accident. Oh, Henry. In that case, I can think of awful things happening.
Yes, I know, but don't. Now, look, Fran, if the man was injured, he was probably taken to a hospital and treated.
Yes, but think. Supposing somehow he got separated from his coat and then had one of these attacks. Well, they might presume he was dead and perform an autopsy or whatever they do.
Well, in that case, the man's been buried for days.
The shopkeeper said he'd only just got the coat.
Well, then Mrs. Bowers must have sold it after her husband's death.
Well, I think I'll telephone her anyway. I've got an awful premonition.
You and your premonition.
No answer.
Well, go ahead. Call up the doctor. It'll put that dizzy mind of yours at rest.
I was intending to.
Hey, you know, friend, you ought to give up acting. Write mystery stories. You might be more successful.
Oh, I could hardly be less. Hello. Is Dr. Mackenzie there, please? Oh, is this his nurse? Oh, I see. Well, have you any idea when he will be back? Oh. Thank you. Thank you very much. He's away on vacation, motoring down south. That was just his answering service.
Well, that's that. We've come to a dead end.
Yes. But I can't help thinking. Has Ernest Bowers come to a dead end, too?
There he goes. There's the throw down. He's safe. Jackie Robinson's safe. That's the fifth base he's stolen this season, folks. Oh, how that boy can run. Pleasure to watch him keep her around. Well, that brings up Roy Cannell batting in a roll of safety. Score is now 4-3 in favor of the Cards.
Hey, Tony. Super sent another accident down for you. Came in from the hospital a few minutes ago. No identification.
Holy cow. Why do so many people have to get knocked off on Saturday afternoons? Don't they know I'm the only one on duty?
The general public likes to keep its city employees busy.
Hey, you know, I'm going to ask for a raise. I've done 5 jobs today already.
Think of the artistic pleasure you get. Remember what the super says. Embalming ain't just hackwork, boys. It's an art. Why, when you get through with the stiff, Tony, it looks more lively than when it was alive.
Go lay on a slab.
Nice looking young fellow. You'll do a beautiful job on him.
You'll have to wait. I'm not going to lift a finger until I hear the rest of that ball game.
Suit yourself, bud. But the super says you've got to finish this one before you quit for the day.
In just a moment, we'll bring you the second act of Dead Ernest, starring Margaret Phillips and Todd Andrews. While we're waiting, I'd like to tell you about a young doctor who's really going places. Now, that is. Although he wasn't going much of any place one particular day not long ago. Here he is, Dr. Nicholas Nostrom, starting out on his first case. Pretty important case, too, and Doc's got everything with him. Uh-oh, everything that is but a good battery. Say, looks like the doc is up against some pretty stiff competition on his first case. Well, the young doc put out a hurry call, so we got up to his place in a jiffy with a brand new Autolite Stay Full battery. You see, his trouble was that his old battery was just plain run down. It was weak from lack of water. Now, you know that batteries need water, and an ordinary battery needs water often. But an Autolite Stay Full battery in normal car use needs water only 3 times a year. Think of it. In normal car use, you need fill your Autolite Stay Full battery only 3 times a year. That's because of the greater liquid reserve. A Stay Full battery has 3.5 times as much water above the plates as an ordinary battery. That means your plates are always covered, always packed with power. Think how important that is to your car. And consider some of these other features of the Stay Full battery. The Stay Full has extra plates for extra positive power. And another thing, your Stay Full battery is protected by fiberglass insulation for longer life and stronger life. So take a tip from me. Get a battery that helps give you dependable starting, the longer-lasting Autolite Stay Full battery. Well, sir, we operated on young Doc's car and nothing flat. We put in a new Autolite Stay Full battery, and the operation was a 100% success. The doc took off, and he got there in plenty of time to be the first man to shake hands with the captain of the local 1965 football team. Why don't you check with your Autolite dealer tomorrow? Ask him about an Autolite Stay Full battery for your car. Remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
A little bit of trivia here. I'm sure you've noticed these are not the most pristine videos you've ever seen. They were filmed in kinescope, which was an early form of television production. And here's the official definition. Kinescope is a recording of a television program on motion picture film directly through a lens focused on the screen of the video monitor. It's kind of a convoluted definition, but it basically means it's kind of a second generation, a little bit on the blurry side. Ampex came out with videotape in 1956, and that pretty much put an end to kinescope. Videotape was cheaper. You could see it immediately, and it was much higher quality. So anyway, back to Dead Ernest.
Now, continuing this story of suspense, we bring you the second act of Dead Ernest.
First-class woman. Nor a first-class human being until you've learned to have some regard for
for human frailty. It's a pity your own foot can't slip a little some... Hey, honey, come out of the ether. You're dropping more peas on the rug than in the pot.
Honey, I can't stand it a moment longer. I've got to find out where that man got this coat.
But, honey, it's after 5 o'clock. The shop will be closed.
Well, it may not be. I'm going over there anyway. You stay here and study your lines.
Oh, no. Whither thou goest, I go. End of quote.
Oh, good.
Besides, I can show off my new coat.
Come on, then, let's hurry. Back in a few minutes.
That probably means an hour if I know an Irishman's sense of time.
Well, let's go to the drugstore and call up Mrs. Bowers again. As though she's settled there for the weekend.
Now, take it easy, Fran. Don't get so intense about everything.
Well, I can't help it. I've got a single-track mind.
There, I think she's finished now.
Good. You're an optimist. She's looking for more change. You know, I had an instinct she was a telephone hog.
Well, now, relax, Fran. She'll run out of nickels eventually.
Well, eventually seems to be now. A break for a change. I'm coming right back.
I'll wait for you. And now, look, Fran. Be careful how you handle this thing. Because if your hunch is right, and there is something screwy, why, you might give this Mrs. Bowers an awful shock.
No luck. Let's go back to the shop and see if that man's back yet. Oh, Mr. Murdoch, I'm so glad you're back.
Ah, the young lady with the Irish eyes. And what would you be wanting this time?
You sold my husband this jacket this afternoon, remember?
Yes, I remember. I practically gave it to the man.
It had some stains on it.
Sure, I told you that. No, don't tell me you're asking me to take it back. Second-hand goods are not returnable, girlie.
No, we don't want to return it. Those were bloodstains. We want to know where you got it.
And what business might that be of yours?
It may be a matter of life or death.
Oh, come on now. You're exaggerating.
I assure you are not.
Well, I don't remember where I got the thing.
That's nonsense.
Now, look, you told us you picked it up this morning. You must have a very short memory.
Hold your horses. What is this? The third degree?
I want to know.
We just want an answer to my question. Where did you get that coat?
Then you answer me one of my own. Why is it you have to know?
There was a letter pinned in the pocket saying that the owner of the coat had attacks, which make him seem to be dead when he's really only in some sort of a trance. Now, sometimes they take unidentified corpses to the morgue where they embalm them and drain all the blood out of them. You wouldn't want that to happen to someone who is alive, would you?
Indeed I would not, my dearie. Devil a bit. I'd never have touched the thing if I'd known there was a curse on it. I'd have left it lying on the street where I found it.
So you just found it in the street?
Well, you see, there was an accident.
Now we're getting something.
So it was an injured person's coat. Well, now, look, how did you get the coat off?
They propped his head up on it, and when the ambulance took him away, they just...
Where was this and when?
After lunch, West 12th Street, opposite Granny's Movie Theatre.
Come on, let's go back to the drugstore.
Oh, for the love of God, don't give me away to the police. Hey, young lady, you... This is the devil of a business.
Look up the number of the city morgue while I call Mrs. Bowers.
Hello? Oh, nuts. I might have saved my breath.
Second game of a doubleheader here at Evansville, folks. I just came through to win the opener by a score.
Super's gone home. He said you can go home, too, when you finish that accident.
Oh, I haven't even started on it yet.
Why don't you work and listen at the same time?
Oh, I like to concentrate on my yacht. Hey, what do you say, Al? Stick around and give me a hand, will you? I'll get through that much more quickly.
Okay.
Don't answer it. If you do the hospital, send me another stiff and I'll be here all night.
But, Tony, it's my job.
Please don't answer it.
Okay, I'll leave the receiver off the hook. They'll think it's busy and get tired.
Thanks. You're a doll.
What do you want me to do?
Move the table over here while I get into my mother hubbard. What did I do with that scalpel?
I must try spraying my roses with this stuff. Ought to knock the bugs for a loop.
Oh, I can't understand it. The line's continuously busy.
Maybe the line's out of order. Call the operator.
Hello, operator. Look, I've been trying to get the number of the city morgue for about half an hour. There must be something wrong about it.
We'll need that bottle.
Huh?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. I think I'll make the incision in the neck.
I thought you were supposed to stick this thing in the abdomen.
Oh, I like to vary my work. Hand me a piece of gauze, will you? Oh, dear. Don't answer it.
Okay. You know, he didn't have any coat on when they brought him in here, and that's very funny because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would be caught dead within his shirt sleeves.
I can't see a darn thing. My glasses are all clouded up. Must be steamy in here. Turn the fan on, will you, Al?
It's cold and clammy, if you ask me. Funny, you wouldn't think that a little thing like a heart stopping would make a man dead and not alive.
My glasses are all clouded up again. I wonder.
Hello, mortuary caretaker speaking. Yes? What? Say that again, lady. So there's some dame on the phone babbling about some guy with no coat that may not be dead.
Hey, wait a minute. I was just getting the same idea.
What's that?
Come here, Al. Take a look at this guy. Am I crazy? Aren't his lips moving?
Yeah. Please.
Hello? Hello, please, hello. Why don't you answer me? You've got a live man there.
Oh, my God. Get a hold of that dame that's on the phone. Tell her to come down here. Maybe she can identify him. Oh.
Phillips and Todd Andrews for a splendid performance in Dead Ernest. This is Rex Marshall speaking for Autolite, and in just a moment I'll tell you about next week's suspense story. But first, here's a parade of Autolite products. Some of the more than 400 products made in the Autolite plant from coast to coast. The horns, the windshield wipers, relays, and spark coils, spark plugs, ignition-engineered resistor spark plugs. Yes, Autolite makes more than 400 automotive parts in its 28 plants from coast to coast. There's the wire and the battery cable. Here come the starting motors, followed by the distributors. There are the generators and the gas gauges. And now, of course, the batteries. Autolite Stay Full batteries. The batteries need water only 3 times a year in normal car use. So insist on Autolite original factory parts at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. Remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. Be with us next Tuesday to see Postmortem, another gripping story in suspense. Be sure to listen to Suspense each Thursday night on your radio.
Next up is The Dance. It takes place down in Charleston, down south. And this lady's visiting, and she falls in love with this guy named Charlie, who is actually engaged to this scheming Marie. Well, they're at the party, and they hear gunshots. And Marie is found dead. So they think Charlie may have done it, but it turns out other people are suspects too. So let's watch The Dance.
And now, suspense. Your host is Autolite, world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. Autolite makes over 400 products for cars, trucks, tractors, airplanes, and boats in 28 plants from coast to coast. Autolite serves the greatest names in the industry. Its products include ornamental plastics, wire and cable, distributors, coils, and a complete line of ignition-engineered, standard, and resistor-type spark plugs. Autolite also makes starting motor armatures, starting motors, generators, voltage regulators, and all types of batteries, including the famous Autolite Stay Full, the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. So, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. And now, Autolite and its 98,000 dealers everywhere present Suspense.
Strange to see the Charleston danced again. Everything comes back into style. You wait long enough. No matter where you look today, you can see traces of the 20s. Makes me remember. And I don't want to remember. all the years in between have dimmed the memory of that night I first saw the Charleston danced. I could see it as clearly as if I was still there. Lovely, slow-moving, languid little town in the South, peopled with courteous, soft-spoken men and women.
This is the country club I was telling you about, honey.
Oh, it's charming.
Hi there. Very good. Hi, beat him again. 3 straight sets. Catch, Joe. Here, let me have your towel. Boy, somebody better teach him how to hit a ball.
Somebody. Good to hold, man. Fine. Here you go. That's what I want.
Well, what a sight for a thirsty man. Hey, you're not really thinking about going, are you?
Yes, I am. I meant what I said, Charlie. I have to go. I'm all packed. My ticket and everything.
I never heard of anyone coming down for a visit for only 2 weeks.
Well, in the North, 2 weeks is considered quite a long visit.
That's the trouble, you folks up there. You never take your time about anything. The only thing we're speedy about down here is falling in love.
Now you're just being southern, gallant.
I wasn't being anything. I meant it.
Oh, Joan, honey, don't you believe one word of what he's saying. My fiancé is a terrible liar.
I was wondering where y'all were.
I don't believe he even missed us, Charlie. You think he missed us, Kathy?
I declare, Charlie, for a man with a temper like yours, you sure put up with a lot of nonsense. It's a wonder you two are still engaged.
Oh, honey, everybody knows Charlie and I've been engaged since the beginning of time. And it's too late for either one of us to change our minds. Isn't it, Charlie?
I don't know about that, but I do know it's not too late to have a drink.
Joe, honey, you don't need another drink.
Oh, don't I? Come on, everybody, let's get a quick one.
Oh, Joe, no. Well, I really ought to get home and finish my packing.
Well, that's right, honey. I clean forgot. You're leaving us tomorrow, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am.
We're going to miss you something terrible. But then I guess we're just too dull for anyone from New York.
Oh, now, Marie, I've been to more parties here in the last 2 weeks than I go to New York in a whole season. I sometimes wonder if you ever do anything else.
Well, what else is there to do in a pokey old place like this? I'd go back to New York in a minute if I could.
Yeah, and about to die if you did, Kathy.
Well, it's not because of my aunt that I'm not going back.
What do you mean by that, Kathy? You trying to hide something from us?
Never you mind, but I didn't give up my career for nothing.
Now, you just dance for us here and forget about New York and your career.
All right. Tonight I'm going to do a dance you've never seen before. Nobody's seen it, not even in New York.
Kathy, I'm sorry I'm going to miss that.
Who says you're going to miss it?
Well, I really have a lot of last-minute things to do, Charlie. Really,
Just the same, you're staying for the dance. We'll make it a farewell celebration.
Yes, we will.
That's right, honey. And just to make sure you don't forget about us, we'll get a promise out of you tonight. A promise to come back for our wedding.
You have some, Lammy. Lovely down here at night. Air's so sort of heavy, sweet.
If you like it so much, why you're so all fired anxious to hurry away?
You know why, Charlie?
You mean Marie?
I mean, Marie.
Honey. I wish I could make you understand how things are down here.
You can't, because I'm an outsider. Is that it?
I didn't say that.
She didn't say it. Nobody ever says it. Everybody down here couldn't have been nicer, more hospitable. I was there just the same. It's like being outside of a shop looking through the window.
That's why you can't understand about Marie and me.
I understand you're engaged to be married. What more is there than that?
A lot more. Honey, it doesn't mean anything. It's just something we sort of drifted into. Everybody's expected us to marry for so long. I guess I just sort of took it for granted. How was I to know that you were going to happen to me?
Well, after tonight, you won't have to worry about that anymore. You can just go back to doing what everyone expects you to.
Don't talk like that to me. You don't know what it's like in a little town like this.
Charlie, you're hurting
Well, what
me.
do you think you've been doing to me the last 2 weeks? You think I haven't tried to get out of it? But we've been engaged so long. How could I do that to her?
How could you marry anybody when you feel like that? Charlie, please. It's making it worse.
Honey, don't, honey. Don't let anybody see you like that. Come on. There.
Awful.
There, that's better.
Better go out and do some repair work.
I'll go with you. Don't let anybody see you like this or that anything's wrong. It'll be all over town in the morning.
Sheriff, I don't believe you know Miss Hale.
How do you do, Sheriff?
How do you do, ma'am? Sheriff, don't tell me you're confiscating all the flasks here tonight.
No, sir. This is purely a social visit. I even checked my gun upstairs to prove it.
Boys, we relieved to hear it. We'll see you down here later, Sheriff.
Oh, I'll be around. It's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I'll wait for you here, honey.
No, please don't. I thought it was the powder room.
No, that's the room over there.
Charlie.
Hello, honey. Having a good time?
Yes, very.
I had this dress made in New York especially for tonight, and it's too tight. Aunt Kate's trying to fix it.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Do you know my Aunt Kate?
How do you do?
I do. So you're Mr. Hale's niece?
Yeah.
My, you certainly are pretty for a northern girl.
Aunt Kate, you'd be surprised how many pretty northern girls I met when I was up there.
Well, there's pretty and pretty, Kathy.
Is it all right now, sweet?
Just a mite more. Will you hold still, child?
Well, there you are, Joan, honey. I've been looking high and low for you. Kathy, honey, is that another new dress? My gracious, half of this little old town could live on just what you spend on clothes. Joan, could I see outside for just a minute?
Right. Kathy, I'll see you downstairs, all right? Awful nice to have met you.
Sure gave us an awful turn when you opened that door. You won't breathe a word of it, will you, honey?
Of course not.
Who else saw us?
Only Charlie and me.
Oh, well, then it's all right. Long as Charlie didn't take it into his little old head to romp all over Joe.
But he's romping all over you.
Oh, he'd do that. But I know how to handle him. It's just when he's first mad that I'm scared of him. Gets such an awful temper.
That was all you wanted.
Oh, and honey, don't get your hopes up, will you? This isn't going to make a mite of difference between Charlie and me, I promise you.
mighty sure everybody knows Catherine's gonna dance.
Oh.
Even those couples dipping outside.
You'd have to be dead not to hear that.
Hey, Joni, you sure Marie's all right up there?
Well, of course, why shouldn't she be?
Well, Charlie did see me kissing her upstairs in the dressing room. With that temper of his, I don't know.
It's a big surprise, and the name of it is the Charles.
I never should have left her alone. I was afraid Charlie'd go after her.
Hello, this is Rex Marshall speaking for Autolite. We'll get back to our suspense story in just a moment. Say, if by any chance you happened to be in Mexico City last winter, perhaps you heard about the terrible thing that happened to the city's hero, Manuel the Magnificent Matador. You see, the Matador was all set to start for the arena and a big bull-throwing date. So Manuel's man stepped on the starter and nothing. The battery was dead from extreme loss of water, and it wasn't the bull who saw red that night. Well, that was the time that our mad Matador found out that what he should have had was an Autolite Stay Full battery. The famous battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Let me show you why. You see, in the ordinary battery, small particles keep flaking off the positive plates. So the ordinary battery has to have a large space at the bottom to hold those particles. Otherwise, they'd soon pile up and short-circuit the plates, like that, leaving the battery dead. But in the Autolite Stay Full battery, every positive plate is surrounded by special fiberglass retaining mats to drastically reduce that shedding and flaking. Now that means that we don't need all that space at the bottom of the Autolite Stay Full, so we move those plates down, leaving over 3 times as much space at the top for extra liquid reserve. Consequently, with both batteries filled to capacity, there's over 3 times as much solution above the plates of the Autolite Stay Full. You'll notice that when water evaporates from the ordinary battery, the plates are left partially exposed and the battery's in danger of going dead. But take the same amount from the Autolite Stay Full, and those plates are still fully protected and active. That's because of that extra liquid protection above the plates. And that's why the Autolite Stay Full battery needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. And it gives longer life, too, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards. So why don't you visit your Autolite battery dealer soon? He services all makes, and if you need a replacement, you'll have an Autolite Stay Full for your car. The battery that states right on the case needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Now, to quickly learn the location of your nearest Autolite battery dealer, just call Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
That's right. Call me, Western Union Operator 25. I'll tell you the name and address of your nearest Autolite battery dealer. And remember,
from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. And Act Two of The Dance by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Hours after we found Marie's body, still have a nightmarish unreality to me. They let everyone go home who was watching the dance at the time of the murder, except our group, all of us who'd come with Marie. The sheriff placed Charlie under arrest and gathered the rest of us in the dressing room.
I tell you, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When I came in here and found that poor little thing lying there on the floor, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Must be a great shock to you, ma'am, but I want you to try and tell me about the quarrel that you overheard.
Do I have to tell you about that? Do I have to?
Well, I'm afraid so, Miss Jones.
But Charlie's such a nice boy. He did quarrel with her, but I know he wouldn't have hurt her.
Well, what were they quarreling about?
I don't rightly know, Sheriff.
Well, maybe our little visitor can help us out on that. Charlie was with you when Marie and Joe were together, wasn't he? Look, ma'am, this is a police investigation. Now, Charlie was with you, and he saw Joe and Marie together alone in that room, didn't he?
All right, he did. It doesn't mean he killed her. He didn't do it. I know he didn't do it.
You've got a loyal little supporter here, Charles.
Looks like I need one.
Yeah, it looks like you do, son. Are you still sticking to your story about being in the locker room all the time?
No story, Sheriff. That's where I was. Sheriff, listen to me. I don't even have a gun. How could I have done it?
Well, you didn't need to have a gun, son. Mine was right handy, and you knew it. I told you that earlier. Where did you hide it?
Sheriff, I never even saw your gun. You gotta believe me. Sure, I was mad at Marie, but I didn't kill her.
But everybody else was downstairs watching the dance, son. I'm sorry. I'm just as sorry as I can be. There's no need for you folks to wait round any longer.
Come on, darling, I'll take you home now.
Sheriff, could I please see Charlie alone just for a minute, please?
Oh, I'm afraid not, ma'am.
Johnny, honey, you better go on home. Kathy and Aunt Kate will drive you.
Charlie, you know I believe you, don't you? You didn't do it. No, you didn't do it.
Thanks, honey. That helps. That helps a lot.
There you are, child. I just came back to see if we couldn't take you home.
Why, that's very kind of you.
Somebody went and left their golf bags here. I don't know who it could have been.
They're mine. I had them put there so I'd be sure not to forget them.
Oh, I didn't know.
Would there be room in the car for them?
Oh, no, honey, I don't see how we can get them to the car.
That's easy. I'll carry them.
No, let me...
Oh,
no,
please, don't
no,
be
please.
silly. I do it all the time. Sheriff,
Where did you find that gun?
It fell out of the golf bag. Why, Sheriff, I'm just as surprised as you are. I don't know how it could have got there.
Somebody put it there. And it wasn't Charlie. Sheriff, he never hid that gun in my golf bag.
Wouldn't he? Well, now, you ladies can't go home just yet. You'll have to wait for me downstairs.
Oh, but Sheriff, I'm so tired.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but you'll have to wait downstairs.
Child,
you've known Charlie all his life, haven't you?
Ever since he was born. He used to run away when he was little all the time. But he never got as far as my house before he got hungry.
You're very fond of him, aren't you?
Of course I am.
Then how can you stand by and let this happen to him? Why didn't you help him?
But there's nothing I can do, nothing.
Tell them where you found the gun you hid in my golf bag.
I never saw that gun before I found it in your bag.
Jones, I don't like to say this, but somebody has to. The sheriff said that nobody was upstairs except Charlie when Marie was killed. He said that we were all down here watching Kathy dance when we heard the shots. But that isn't quite true, is it? Because you were up there too, weren't you?
He knows it, but he knows I couldn't have done it.
You get that gun.
Ladies, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. But you know, sometimes things aren't as simple as they seem.
How do you mean, Sheriff?
It's all right, Miss Jones. It's all right. No need to get excited. No, just an experiment I was working on. Nobody was hurt, ma'am. Just a gun went off. You see, Miss Jones, the thing that puzzles me is that Marie was shot twice, but there were four of the cartridges were fired from my gun. Now, I don't quite understand that. I thought maybe you could help me.
All right, I might as well tell you, Sheriff. I've had to tell you sooner or later. I couldn't have let Charlie suffer for it. I didn't.
Why?
Why? For the same reason I've done everything for the last 25 years. For Kathy.
I thought so.
I don't have to tell you how I feel about Kathy. I've raised her ever since her mother died. She's been like my own child. Sometimes I even forgot she wasn't my child. I've always tried to give her everything she wanted. Kathy was in love with Joe Cable. Mary was trying to take him away from her. Oh, I told her he was no good and it was good riddance, but she wouldn't listen to me. She still wanted him.
So you killed Marie so she could have him?
I don't believe it.
Oh, I know it was an awful, dreadful thing to do. But when you love anybody as much as I love Kathy, you'll do anything for him. Anything.
Aunt Kate? What is it, Aunt Kate? What's happened?
It's all right, child. I told them. Oh, they knew it anyway, that I did it.
Aunt Kate is just doing this to protect me.
Don't you listen to her, Sheriff.
It was you, wasn't it, Kathy?
Yes, but I didn't mean to kill her, Sheriff. I just wanted to frighten her into staying away from Joe. And then the gun went off. It went off. It couldn't have. You were downstairs dancing when we heard the shots. No, this was before the dance. Nobody heard the shots because the band was making so much noise. Nobody except Aunt Kate, because she was in the room right next door.
But we heard it.
No, you didn't. Not the shots that killed Marie. Aunt Kate was trying to protect me. So she got the gun, and she fired some shots out of the window so everybody would think I was dancing and couldn't have done it. I'm sorry, darling. I didn't know they'd blame Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie?
I left town soon after that, and I've never been able to go back since. I couldn't bear to. And neither could Charlie. We had to find our happiness in a place without so many memories.
So we come to the end of another story of suspense brought to you by Autolite. In just a moment, I'll tell you the title of our story for next week and the name of our star. First, I'd like to remind you drivers that the Autolite Stay Full is the famous battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. I'd also like to remind you that you can quickly learn the location of your nearest Autolite battery dealer simply by calling Western Union by number and asking for operator 25.
That's right. Call me, Operator 25. I'll tell you the name of your nearest Autolite battery dealer. And remember...
From bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. Next week, our story will be an unusual play entitled The Vial of Death. The story of a bottle of cholera germs, enough to infect the whole city, stolen from a scientist's car, with authorities having just the waning hours of the night to find it before death and panic stalk the streets. Our star, the distinguished French actor Claude Dauphin. The Vial of Death. Another story well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Tuesday Night Thrills, Danger on the CBS Television Network.
Visit our snack bar and treat yourself to some delicious Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches. Cook the Castleberry way, slowly over open pits of glowing charcoal, then seasoned with a sauce that's zesty, yet delightfully mild to please the entire family. Also at the snack bar, you'll find popcorn and soft drinks and candy and French fries to go with your Castleberry's barbecue sandwiches. There's plenty of time before the movie starts, so visit our snack bar right now for Castleberry's pit-cooked barbecue sandwiches.
This next episode is really cool, too. It's called Help Wanted. And it's about this elderly man who's really barely getting by. He's out of money. He can't find a job, you know. So he's looking through the newspaper, and he answers this Help Wanted ad. Well, this lady comes to his house, and they hire him. And they give him an office, and they give him a lot of money. And he couldn't be more pleased, you know. So he's in this office every day, but the problem is he doesn't really do anything. Like, there's nothing for him to do. So it's weird, but hey, he's happy. He's making money, you know. And he's employed by this guy named Mr. X. That's all he knows about him. One day, Mr. X comes in, and the jig is up. He tells this guy, well, everything's been fine here. You're doing a great job for us. But I want you to kill a person. The guy's like, he says, yeah, my ex-wife's husband is blackmailing me, and I want you to kill him. Well, you know, hijinks ensues. So let's see what happens with Help Wanted.
Now, Autolite and its 60,000 dealers and service stations everywhere present Suspense.
Yes, come in.
Oh, good morning.
Oh, Mrs. Griffin, has the mail come?
There's nothing for you, Miss Crabtree.
Oh, well, I suppose the rest of these applications will be just so much chaff in the wind, too.
Well, that's what I came in about. I was wondering if we could have a little talk.
Yeah, I know. The rent, eh?
More serious than that.
Eh?
I've decided I need your apartment, Mr. Crabtree, so please take this as 2 weeks' notice.
Mrs. Griffin, this is my home. I've lived here for 15 years.
The last year and a half practically rent-free.
Yes, but you understand that you'll get it all eventually as soon as I get a job.
You've been promising that for months. I can't gamble on it any longer.
Yes, well, I don't know what further to suggest. You know that I have to meet my daughter's sanitarium expenses every month. They've got to be paid. My bank account is zero. I've borrowed to the limit on my insurance. And I've lost everything. I've nothing more to pawn.
Well, then it's high time you cut your coat according to your cloth.
I do. I deny myself everything. I walk everywhere. I don't even smoke anymore.
Oh, trivial expenses, Mr. Crabtree. There's one major item you could cut down on. You could bring your daughter Anne home from that expensive sanitarium. There are state institutions that take care of mental cases for nothing.
Never. I'll never send her to one of those places. She would die. I know she would. The doctor told me that only expert care and understanding treatment would pull her through.
Well, you can't pay for those things any longer with your rent money. I don't want to behave like a dragon. We'll make it 4 weeks' notice if that will help, Annie. But in 2 weeks I shall have to show the apartment to prospective tenants.
Tell me what to do, Anne, darling. I'm at my wit's end. I'd willingly kill myself, but what good would that do now? No more insurance. What would become of you?
Mr. Crabtree, this young lady's come to see you about an advertisement you answered.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, come in, Miss...
My name is unimportant.
Oh.
I'm merely a spokesman in this matter. And it's highly confidential.
Oh, would you mind...
well, I was just going.
Yes, come in.
Now, Mr. Crabtree, about your application.
Oh, which one? You see, I've answered so many.
This.
Oh? Man wanted for hard work at moderate pay. Sober, honest, industrious. Former accountant, aged 55 to 60. Write details, send references, box 111, general delivery, New York. Yes, I answered this a month ago. I'd given up hope of hearing.
It took a month to investigate you.
Well, you must be thorough.
My employer leaves nothing to chance.
Oh.
Tell me, Mr. Crabtree, do you feel qualified to operate your own establishment?
My own establishment? Well, I don't want to misrepresent my previous experience. You see, I've always been in a position of employee. For the last 20 years, I've been...
Yes. We know the biographical details.
Oh.
Well, this particular job is a simple matter of regular confidential reports to be sent through the mail. You would have your own office and no supervision.
What kind of confidential reports?
On various important corporations. It would be a matter of covering references to them in the financial journals.
Well, to what address do I mail these?
Well, the box number you already have, of course.
Yes, of course.
Your hours would be 9 to 5, 6 days a week, with an hour off for lunch.
Oh, might I ask about my salary?
I'm empowered to offer you $100 a week.
Oh. Do you mind if I sit down?
No. This is the address of the office. Room 1202, 581, East 42nd Street. One of these keys is for the door, one for the desk, and the other for a filing cabinet. You will report tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp. Mr. Crabtree, am I to gather from your attitude that you're dissatisfied with this offer?
Oh, no. No, I accept with profound gratitude.
We thought you would. Any questions?
Well, yes. Who is my employer?
It's necessary for him to remain anonymous, even to you. Moreover, the nature of your work is not to be discussed with anyone whatsoever.
Oh, well, I understand. I mean, you may tell him, please, that I'll follow his instructions to the letter.
Good.
Yes.
Now, as to your salary, it will reach you the end of every week through the mail, in cash.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And good luck, Mr. Crabtree.
I can't believe it. It's going to be all right, Anne. Now you will get well.
Hello, darling. Is it all right for me to talk? Good. I just couldn't wait to tell you. It went off perfectly. My dear, he's ideal, just exactly what we've been looking for. I put on such a marvelous performance, he hasn't any idea it isn't a bona fide job. Yes, I'll phone the building right away and tell them to put his name on the office door.
Never thought I'd live to see that. Oh, my. Not exactly palatial. However, as Shakespeare said, a poor thing, but mine own. Bird's eye view of termites scurrying to work. Yeah, this makes me dizzy. Besides, it's very cold.
Please?
Please feed me. My function is to keep you company so that you will not be tempted to chatter to friends on the telephone. My name is Discretion.
Well, Discretion, it's lucky for you that I'm partial to cats, that I'm not one of those silly people who are terrified of them. We'll be great companions. Nailed to the floor. That's odd. Here. Hello.
Mr. Crabtree, your employer's secretary speaking.
Oh, yes.
We wanted to check on your arrival. Is everything clear as to your duties?
Oh, yes, perfectly. I'm very comfortable. Oh, but would you mind telling me why my furniture is nailed to the floor?
No, Mr. Crabtree. That is one thing I cannot tell you.
Oh, well, we put our foot into it that time, Kitty. Well, Discretion, I suppose you don't realize that this is a red-letter day in history. January the 10th, Chester Crabtree, accountant. He opens his own office for a very mysterious Mr. X. Well, listen to this, Pussy. Some optimistic person wants me to contribute to a fund for the revival of the 18th Amendment. Yes, come in.
Mr. Crabtree, I give you one guess as to who I am.
Oh, could you be my employer, sir? I always think of you as Mr. X.
You may continue to call me that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm very proud to make your acquaintance, sir, at long last. Won't you take my chair, sir? I'm afraid it's the only one.
And it's not through an oversight, Mr. Crabtree, that it is the only one.
Oh.
It's malice aforethought. A small detail in an elaborate plan, but I'll explain all that in its turn.
Yes.
I find it very stuffy in here.
Oh.
Open the window, will you?
Yes, sir.
From the bottom. And wide. That's better. I think we should always fill our lungs with fresh air when we can, Mr. Crabtree. They can so easily cease to function.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Crabtree, I believe in coming to the point without preamble. You are content with your job and your salary?
Oh, yes, sir. I've never been so happy, sir, and I hope that my reports have met with your satisfaction.
I haven't read them. I burned them on arrival, unopened.
You what? You burned them?
It comes as a shock to you to discover that their real function is to lull you into a state of security. False security.
Well, sir, I must say I don't follow you, sir.
Well, you have actually been employed by me for work of a very different nature.
What sort of work, sir?
I want you to help me to dispose of a personal problem.
Oh, well, naturally, I'd do anything to be of help.
Anything? Then tell me, Mr. Crabtree, how would you go about killing a man?
I, sir?
Yes, that's why I've hired you. To carry out a very ingenious murder.
fun trivia question for you. It's about the radio show, not this TV show. It's a very simple question. Who directed the very first episode of Suspense on old-time radio? It ran forever, and they had 945 episodes, 900 of which still exist today. So, who directed the very first episode? A famous director, and I'll have the answer at the end of the show.
Now, here is Act 2 of our suspense story, Help Wanted.
I gather from your stony silence, Mr. Crabtree, that the idea of taking life is repugnant to you.
Well, sir, I am an accountant, not an assassin. I've never even dimly contemplated such an action.
I envy you the serenity of your existence. Unfortunately, I have never contemplated anything else for 5 unhappy years.
Well, who is this man that you want eliminated?
A common blackmailer who's setting too high a value upon his silence for the moment. He is my wife's first husband. When we married, she thought him dead. We have 2 children who will become illegitimate if he prosecutes for bigamy as he threatens. I occupy a public position of great trust. Such a scandal would ruin us. It must not be allowed to happen.
But, sir, if you have decided to destroy this man, why do you insist try to get me to do it? Why don't you do it yourself?
I am totally incapable of committing any act of violence. Why, if a fly should land in the palm of that hand, I lack the force to crush the life out of it.
Yes, but why not hire someone outside the social boundaries, someone who would do anything for money, a gangster?
And exchange one blackmailer for another? No, Mr. Crabtree, I have decided it has to be you.
Me? But I never.
Calmly, my dear fellow. And before you make a hasty decision, consider the consequences of a refusal to you. When you leave this office this evening, you would leave it permanently.
But with a secret, Mr. X. A secret that might be of interest to the police.
Oh, forgive me, my dear fellow. Forgive me, but I was visualizing the scene when you go to the authorities with this story of the fantastic demands made upon you by an employer who does not exist.
Yes, sir, but this office, all the subscriptions to the magazines, you paid for everything.
Through the mail, by cash, in your name.
But then you inserted the advertisement in the newspaper.
Anonymously. Of course, it would not be impossible for you to discover my real identity, but it would only lead you to an institution for the mentally deranged. Hallucinations, my dear fellow.
But the lady who engaged me in your behalf was no hallucination.
Quite correct, Mr. Crabtree. She was not. That was my wife. Disguised, of course. And I do not think even your landlady would recognize her again.
Well, I still don't understand.
Oh.
Why you want to pick on me?
Then I will explain. My advertisement was intended to attract the man to whom a steady salary might mean a matter of life and death. I examined numerous replies. You seem to me to be the ideal candidate, for to you, a steady salary is a matter of life and death. Well, if not to you, at least to your daughter.
What good would I be to my daughter if I went to the chair for murder?
You underestimate my ingenuity. My plan is foolproof. For example, this cramped office was found after a weary search as perfect for our purpose. The exact spot in which this desk is placed was carefully selected. It has even been nailed to the floor to make it impossible to move it. Now observe. When you are seated at this desk, a visitor is confined to the space you occupy now at that window. Within the hour, the man we have been discussing will come through that door. He will stand there with his back to the open window, as now. He will ask you for an envelope containing a contribution. You will hand him that. Being a methodical man, he will place it in the inner pocket of his jacket. Every time I've paid him for the last 5 years, he has never failed to do exactly that. The psychological moment, when his hand is in his pocket, you will rise swiftly. One good touch and he'll be through that window to his death.
No!
A second or two later, you will close the window and quietly resume your work.
Yes, but someone will find him.
Yes.
The police.
Yes, they will find an unfortunate individual who has jumped from the roof above you. They will know it's not a suicide because the envelope you gave him will contain a note, not the money he anticipated. The note will explain the reasons for his sad demise and offer a pathetic apology for the inconvenience he has caused. Now, Mr. Crabtree, if I am never blackmailed again, I shall know that you have carried out your function as my employee. You will become one of my confidential supporters, and you will retire at the age of 65 with a generous pension for life.
Police department.
Why don't you bring your daughter Anne home from that expensive sanitarium? They're a state institution that take care of mental cases for nothing. In 2 weeks, I shall have to show the apartment to prospective tenants.
Mr. Crabtree, I am empowered to offer you $100. $100.
Before making a hasty decision, consider the consequences of a refusal to you. When you leave this office this evening, you will leave it permanently. But you could become one of my confidential supporters and retire at the age of 65 with a generous pension for life. For life. For life.
Come in.
Mr. Crabtree?
Yes.
I am hoping, sir, to obtain a contribution from you. Sir, it is my...
I know. I have it here.
Thank you. That's most satisfactory. Do you mind if I open it?
Oh, no, you're
A
not.
cat.
You're...
Keep him away from me. Cats terrify me. Please don't let him come near me. Please keep him away from me.
I never touched him. I didn't have to do it after all. You saved me. I've got to get out of here. Hello? This is Crabtree.
I was standing at the opposite corner at the end of the block. I saw a man fall from the 12th floor. Congratulations, my dear fellow.
Yes, but I didn't do it. It was an accident. He fell by accident.
You did give him that letter.
Yes, I did. But I didn't touch him. He saw my cat and he became terrified and he backed up and he fell down.
But my dear Crabtree, I hope you are not going to spoil everything when it is all going so splendidly by losing your head. It would be most unwise to tell that, shall we say, cat and bull story to the police. Now, you heard nothing. You saw nothing. Go on quietly working at your reports.
Yes, sir. Sir, but sir!
Well, this is the last one. Chester Crabtree. Maybe he can tell us something.
Come in.
Hope we're not interrupting, sir, but there's been an accident.
Oh?
About an hour ago, a man fell from this building and was killed. We want to ask you a few questions.
By all means, do.
This your office?
Yes.
Been in it all morning?
Yes.
That that door open any time?
No, I always have the door closed when I work.
Then you wouldn't be in a position to see anyone going up the stairs across the hall.
No, I wouldn't.
You say you've been sitting at that desk all morning, huh?
Yes. Yes, I don't believe I've left the chair.
Then you wouldn't be in a position to see anything happening outside the window.
No, indeed.
You hear anything? Anything out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary?
Yeah, someone yelling. Anything like that.
Oh, yes, now that you mention it, I believe I did hear someone scream, though they were startled.
Let's see. Well, that ties it up. The guy jumped from the roof, all right. Second he did it, he changed his mind. Clear case of suicide, note and everything. Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Crabtree, but we have to get all the facts we can.
Yes, but just one moment. Oh, one thing. Who was this person?
Oh, some reformer. He'd been going through the building trying to solicit contributions to revive the 18th Amendment.
Oh.
Well, it takes all kinds to make a world. Goodbye, Mr. Crabtree.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Mr. Crabtree?
Yes?
I've been informed by a certain party that you have a contribution for me.
Oh, no. No, I gave it to the... No, sir. I have nothing for you. And I suggest that you go to the man you are now blackmailing and tell him that his perfect plan for murdering you has gone astray, sir.
Next week, we'll bring you another gripping story of suspense entitled Stolen Empire. Also, be sure to listen to Suspense each Thursday night on the radio. And now, good night from Autolite.
Next up, we have the comic strip murder. Julia is a character in her husband's comic strip. Well, that morning, he kills off her twin in the comic strip. So she goes to the police and says, I'm convinced he's going to kill me the same way. So, wow. Let's see what happens with the comic strip murder.
And now, suspense. Your host tonight is Autolite, maker of the sensational wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plug and the dependable Autolite Stay Full battery. Autolite makes over 400 products for cars and trucks, bumpers and hubcaps, radiator grills and ornaments, bullseye seal beam headlights, ignition systems, spark plugs, batteries, fuel pumps, windshield wipers, instruments and gauges, wire and battery cable, and many more. So remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. Now, Autolite and its 96,000 dealers everywhere present Suspense.
Buzz O'Keefe strip, the one my husband draws. Everybody knows that I was the original model for the girl Juliet. You know, the one that's about to be murdered? But no one, there is no one except you and I, and the murderer, of course, knows that tonight my death is planned too. You don't believe me? You think perhaps that living with a comic strip artist is giving me an overactive imagination?
Mrs. Stetson, I'm here to find out the facts and to see that you're protected.
That's a polite way of saying that you don't believe me.
No, I wouldn't say
Well,
that.
I don't wonder. But if you had lived in the world of Buzz O'Keefe as I have, you wouldn't be surprised at anything. For 9 years I've lived with this comic strip. One bloody tale, one gory episode after another, until I could scream at the sight of a drawing board or a newspaper. I'm sick of it. But I'm frightened, too. Mark's murders are so messy. His fans love blood and pistol shots and poison and spiked doors and charred bones and acid. To them, it's just something in a newspaper. But to me, it's real.
Look here, Mrs. Stetson. You'd better give me the facts about all this. It's pretty close to 11 now, and if you really think your life is in danger...
Oh, but it is. I'll tell you the whole story. I mentioned to you, didn't I, that I was the original model for Juliet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my husband has begun to act as if I were Juliet. Juliet has to die because Mark's fans demand another gory murder. And I have to die because... Well, I think I better tell you first about John Slater. John and Mark are business associates in the Buzz O'Keefe strip. I well remember the night Buzz O'Keefe was born 9 years ago on our first wedding anniversary.
Well, darling. You having fun?
Oh, darling. But we shouldn't have come here. It's much too expensive.
So, by the way, before John comes back, I wanted to ask how you like him.
Oh, I like him. And I think he's giving you some very good advice. It's a shame that anyone as talented as you should go on like this, never getting an opportunity to show what he could do.
No. You're much too lovely to be talking about business. Oh, I see. I should have stayed out a little longer. Julia, this is for you. 1 year married, 1 flower.
Oh, thank you, John.
Where is that waiter? I ordered fresh drinks half an hour ago. Never mind the drinks. We've got some very serious conversation to finish. Namely, how Mark Stetson can make a lot of money.
Or just a little money. We don't have expensive tastes.
Well, we might as well make a lot of money while we're about it. Now, how about my newspaper idea? You know, comic strips make a pile of dough once they catch on.
Oh, we tried that. But they don't seem to like Mark's sense of humor.
Well, forget the humor. Let's get up a good blood chiller. On a detective, maybe. A guy who's always getting in tough spots and getting out of them again. Crime. Bloodier the better. Huh?
Oh, I say crime doesn't pay. Maybe it does in comic strips.
I don't know if I could.
Well, I'll see that he does, John, if I have to stand over him with a club.
Oh, that a girl. Now, let's see about our detective. Let's give him a good Irish name. Now, what'll it be? O'Brien? O'Keefe? I'll take O'Keefe. I had a dentist once named O'Brien.
Oh, what about calling him Buzz, huh? Kind of a busy-sounding name.
Buzz O'Keefe, yeah. Yeah, Buzz O'Keefe is wonderful. Now we can have those drinks. Waiter? Yes, sir. Waiter, we'd like to order a very choice bottle of champagne. We're drinking a toast to Buzz O'Keefe. You don't know who he is now, but you will. You'll know him soon enough.
Look at that. Oh, I always read Buzz O'Keefe. Something in the way they draw Buzz that reminds me of my eldest son. You know, one was stationed at Manila. Oh, I wouldn't even buy that if it weren't for Buzz O'Keefe.
Look at old Buzz today. He and Doris are really in a jam. They're locked in a cellar and it's all filling up with mustard gas. What a guy. I wish I could do stuff like that.
Hey, get busy, will you?
Yeah, boss. Yeah, sure.
Basil Keith. Very interesting. Cheap and sensational, of course. Very bad psychologically, but interesting. Very interesting.
How does that look to you, all right?
Fine.
Clean these up for me, Francie, will you?
Yes, Mr. Stetson.
Right about in there, little, huh? That's swell. Thank you. Well, that takes me through next week.
Oh, that's good, darling. Then you could have a little relaxation. Tell you what. Let's go out to dinner tonight and maybe a show.
No such luck. I've got to figure out what to do with Buzz. Right now, he's 50 stories up in the air, hanging by one slim rope, with Concrete Head preparing to wield a villainous knife.
For once, just for once, couldn't we think of ourselves and not about Buzz O'Keefe and Concrete Head?
I know it's hard on you, darling.
Well, never mind.
Oh, but I do. There's no reason why you shouldn't get some fun out of life.
Well, how can I, with you working so hard? Francie, take my advice, never marry an artist.
Well, I'm hoping to be one myself someday, Mrs. Stetson.
Well, in that case, when you get married, I shall warn your husband in advance.
Yeah. Oh, John. Uh-huh. Oh, no, we can't go. Well, that is, I can't. But there's no reason why Julia couldn't.
Oh, no, Mark, I don't want to go out without
Maybe I can meet you later for dinner. John, she says she'd be delighted to go. Uh-huh. You can call by in half an hour. Goodbye.
Oh, Mark, I really don't want to go.
Well, of course you do. Now you run along and get yourself ready. Francie and I have a lot of work to do.
All right. But try and come, will you?
Of course.
Anything wrong, Mr. Stetson?
Well, Francie, you know, there are times when I'd like to go out, too. Have a little fun.
I should think you would. Everybody feels that way.
Maybe. But not everybody has a responsibility like mine. Some people can go out, amuse themselves, go to cocktail parties. And others have to stay home and work.
That was a mistake, Mr. Henley. Because after that, I started to go out with John Slater. It was all Mark's idea. I don't know what drove him to do it. Supreme egotism or some kind of twisted jealousy or... But I was sick of Buzz O'Keefe and what he was doing to my life. And I guess I was sick of Mark, too.
Mrs. Stetson, you feel all right?
Yes, it's just that my hay fever gets very bad at this time of the year.
I see. Tell me, what did Slater think about all this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he thought at all. But he was only human, and he was attracted to me.
Mm-hmm. And, what about you?
I fell in love with him, Mr. Henley. But at first I didn't mean any harm. I just got used to meeting John, seeing him, places.
Now, don't rush us. We want to take plenty of time to enjoy these drinks. Oh, and you might tell him to go just a little easy on the garlic. Yes. You know, last week there was just a little bit too much.
Yes, sir, I'll remember.
Right. Cheers, my darling.
Cheers.
Here's to us.
You shouldn't have said that.
That wasn't said with a great deal of conviction.
Well, maybe it isn't, but I'm trying, John. I'm trying very hard.
To do what? Hold on to Mark. Julia, there's nothing there. He's not a man. He is a drawing pencil with a brain behind it. Maybe not so much of a brain either. Darling, think of the many ideas we've given him, you and I.
Maybe we have, but...
He's welcome to them. He's welcome to anything he wants except me.
Well, haven't I
met you charming people somewhere before. Looks pretty much the same, doesn't it? Only there were 3 places then. Now there are only 2. Here, I'll finish this for you. You never were much of a drinker, I'll say that for you. Drinking is one vice you've escaped. Oh, I'd better shove off. It's a little later than I thought. That's very true, John, old boy, very true. It's much later than you think. Well, goodbye.
I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't...
You didn't mean for me to come walking in, did you? No, of course not. But I couldn't help but knowing. I've been watching you all this time.
Then why did you let it happen? Why did you throw us together?
Oh, so it's my fault.
Yes, it is in a way. Oh, you know what it's been these last few years, Mark. You haven't paid any attention to me or to anybody else except Buzz O'Keefe.
So now poor Buzz is to blame for it all.
Let's go.
I suppose you'd like me to get rid of him.
Let's go home, Mark.
John was talking about that sale to McLean's, wasn't he?
What?
You mean you don't know that McLean Features have made us an offer for Buzz O'Keefe?
No, he didn't tell me.
Well, they have. And he will. And it's a lot of money. John wants me to take it, but I don't. Because Buzz O'Keefe belongs to me. He's mine.
I don't care about that, Mark. All I know is that I've been terribly unhappy, and I don't think there's a chance for us anymore. Let's give up now, before we begin to hate each other.
Why, I couldn't think of letting you go, Julia. You see, I may want to kill you.
You've been drinking, Mark.
I don't think you understood me. I said I can't think of letting you go because I may want to kill you.
Shall we have a serve this now, sir?
Why not?
Excuse me.
Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Do you read Buzz O'Keefe?
Why, yes, sir, I do every morning.
Well, my wife and I are great Buzz O'Keefe fans, too. What do you say we take a look at today's strip? Eh?
Yes?
Well, looks like that Fonsoul is getting some ideas with that acid, eh? What do you think?
Well, I think, I guess everybody knows Juliet's going to get bumped off.
Oh, really? Is that what all the Buzz O'Keefe fans are saying?
Well, sure. We was talking about it in the kitchen just a little while ago.
Were you now?
Yeah.
Well, what do they think? That Juliet ought to be bumped off, as you say?
Well, sure. She deserves it, a dame like that. She deserves it.
You see? That's the verdict. And that's the way it'll have to be.
In just a moment, we'll see the second act of this evening's suspense story, The Comic Strip Murder. Now, during this brief intermission, I have a little story for you about a World Series baseball player and a serious problem that he was having with his car. It seems that driving over to the ballpark for a pregame warm-up, his auto was giving him such a hard time it was really nerve-wracking and definitely upsetting to his winning form. Well, when I saw him bouncing along like that, I realized that what his car needed was a set of wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Yes, sir. You know, friends, Autolite is leading the field in this revolutionary new spark plug development. Yes, bulky, jumpy cars with faulty plugs just glide along when you install wide-gap Autolite resistor spark plugs. Now, the reason for this smoother performance is the famous wide spark gap. It took years of research to make this wide gap practical. And the secret of the wide spark gap setting is the revolutionary new 10,000 ohm resistor that's built into every Autolite resistor spark plug. Look at it. There it is. It's worth remembering. And I want to tell you that this built-in Autolite resistor, exclusive with Autolite, is the first real advance in automotive-type spark plugs in many, many years. Yeah, that's true. Now, what does all that mean to you? Well, it means 4 big advantages. First of all, the minute you install Autolite resistor spark plugs in your car, you get smoother performance with leaner gas mixtures when your car is idling or at low throttle speeds. Naturally, because you're able to use a leaner gas mixture, you'll use less gas. Another thing, you'll find that Autolite resistor spark plugs actually check radio and television interference. And what's more, Autolite resistor spark plugs will give you over 200% longer life at the wide spark gap. Well, those are good reasons, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So why don't you take my advice and see your Autolite dealer tomorrow? Ask him to install a set of wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs in your car. Well, as for our friend the baseball player, he was really delighted with the change in his car when we installed that set of wide gap Autolite resistor spark plugs for him. Well, I knew he would be, because that's the way everybody feels about this wonderful new advance. Hey, what's this? For me? Well, what do you know? 2 tickets for the opening game to the World Series. Ah, yes, people certainly appreciate it when you tell them about a good product. So let me tell you again, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. And now, here is the second act of The Comic Strip Murder.
That's how it is, Mr. Henley. My husband, my own husband, plans to kill me as calmly as if he were planning to kill Juliet, the comic strip. And tomorrow morning all those fools are going to buy a newspaper and read about the murder of Juliet in the comic strip. And I don't want them to turn the page and read about my death, too.
Mrs. Stetson, why haven't you taken any steps to protect yourself? You're still here, living in the same apartment with your husband?
Because I know that I am perfectly safe until tonight. I shan't die until Juliet dies, and Juliet is still alive. See? And even if I were to go somewhere else tonight, I don't want to live the rest of my life in fear. Listen to what happened a few days ago when I came to our apartment.
You back, darling?
Yes?
Where have you been?
Just out.
With John?
No.
Yeah, come here and look. Something I want to show you. The backgrounds. It's Juliet's new apartment. Notice anything about it?
Looks rather like our apartment.
Well, of course, I've drawn it exactly like our apartment. And the terrace, too.
I don't think I like the idea of our apartment in the paper.
Well, don't be silly, darling. Why should I overwork my imagination when there's a perfectly good model to copy? Look, here's the terrace, and here's our fish pond.
Looks rather larger than ours.
No. Did you ever measure our fish pond?
No.
I did. It's 5.5 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 18 inches deep.
Really?
Yes, you know, it struck me. Looks rather like a coffin, don't you think so?
No. Looks just like a fish pond to me.
There's your imagination, darling.
Well, I haven't any. You're the artist.
You'll be glad to hear I've been hard at work, getting a few days ahead.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, I thought you'd be pleased, you and John. Oh, I have several days of thrills here. A real treat for my idiotic public. Juliet's murder is finally accomplished.
Oh?
Yes, by a very ingenious method. Now, it seemed to me that the most awful thing that anybody could do to a woman like Juliet would be disfigurement. Something to change her from a beauty into something horrible. So you remember the acid? Well, in a strip, we discovered that it wasn't Von Sewell, after all, who sent the acid-filled wine bottles to Juliet. It was her husband.
I didn't know Juliet had a husband.
She didn't. I've had him appear suddenly from abroad. Looks a little like me, don't you think so?
No, I think you're much better looking.
Only in your eyes, darling. Now, here's the beginning of the actual murder that will take about 3 days of strips. The husband is planning to stab Juliet, with a hypodermic needle. Now, I don't know exactly what's in the hypodermic, but we can assume that it's something to quiet it down so that he can proceed with the rest of his plan.
And what is this plan?
Disfigurement. We'll utilize the fish pond, you see. Acid poured into the fish pond, very hard on the fish.
Oh, where's Buzz?
Oh, Buzz, he's been trapped by the hyena woman down at the bottom of an old well, so I don't think he'll ever be able to save Juliet. Now, this isn't finished, but I think it's going to be a real masterpiece. Here the husband tenderly kisses Juliet on the forehead before putting on his white gloves. You see? And then he gently lowers her into the acid-filled fish pond
And she can't move a finger to stop him.
Mr. Stetson?
Yes.
The boy from the newspaper is here. He'd like to have as much as he can, at least a strip for tomorrow morning.
Right. Thank you very much. Now, this last panel here is really the best. In this strip, we see the husband calmly lighting a cigarette, a faint smile on his lips as he watches what is happening in the fish pond. Of course, we can't actually show that. There's a limit to even what my bloodthirsty public will take, but we can't imagine it, can't we? We can imagine what's happening in the fish pond. We can imagine.
It's not going to be Vansu after all. It's the husband. It's Juliet's husband. He's the one she'd better be careful about. You know, it was kind of like that when my youngest son came back from the Navy, and he found his wife.
Juliet, she's sure in a spot. She's going to get hers pretty soon now. It serves her right. Hey, maybe I should have done something like that to Rita, instead of letting her get away with it.
Yeah, maybe I ought to. Really frightful, this sort of thing. Cheap, disgusting, morbid, trashy, I think. But after all, who am I to talk? I keep reading it, don't I?
Everything is ready, Mr. Henley. There's a large tin of acid on the terrace behind the plants here. I'll show you.
Not now, Mrs. Stetson. Your husband is due back any minute.
Oh, Mr. Henley, I'm so terrified.
Then maybe you'd better go to a hotel for tonight, huh?
No, I want you to see that everything I told you is true, that he plans to kill me in this grotesque way. Hello? Oh, it's for you, Mr. Henley.
Oh, thanks. Yes? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right. Your husband's on his way up. Now, don't be afraid. I'll be right here.
Oh, Julia. I stopped off to do a little shopping. That's why I'm late.
Flowers?
Oh, this is just a sample. Remember that little man down at the end of the block? Well, I practically bought him out. I thought we should have flowers here tonight. Lots of flowers. This is a very special night.
Why is it special?
Surprise. Come and arrange the flowers, darling. But there's something we have to do first. Now, Julia, this isn't anything new. We've been over it all before. You should be past being frightened by now. Give me your arm.
No!
Julia, you know it has to be done. It has to be done.
No, you're trying to kill me! No!
Give me that gun! Julia, what's the matter with you? You lost your mind? You're crazy. Who are you?
Detective Hanley. I'm sorry, Mr. Stetson. I didn't know there was a gun about. Mrs. Stetson, I arrest you for the attempted murder of your husband.
What did you say?
I arrest you for the attempted murder of your husband.
No!
I wouldn't do that, Mrs. Stetson. Tell me, do you know what's in that?
What, hay fever injections? I always give them to Julia about this time of year.
I think if we had it analyzed, we'd find that there's some sort of opiate. Something your wife put in there in place of the medicine.
That's exactly what was happening to Juliet in the Buzzle Cave strip.
Right. And if you look behind those plants out on the terrace, I think you'll find a similar touch. The 5-gallon tin of acid.
Well, why would Julia do a thing like that?
Your wife had plenty of reason, Mr. Stetson. She knew that you'd never give her a divorce to marry Slater, and you wouldn't consent to the proposed sale of the Buzz O'Keefe strip, out of which they could have made a lot of money. So she arranged things very cleverly to make it appear that you had planned to commit this crazy murder.
That's ridiculous.
And the plot for that whole sequence about the murder of Juliet. Julia gave me that story.
Right. And the best part of all was telling the story to me. If I had believed it, and if you had succeeded in killing him, it would have been a clear case of self-defense with me as a witness.
What's that?
Must be the surprise party.
What surprise party?
It's 12 o'clock, your wedding anniversary. Had you forgotten?
Was that what you found out on the telephone?
My man downstairs told me that the guests were arriving, but your husband had them detained until midnight. A man who's going to murder his wife doesn't arrange a surprise party for her to take place at the same hour as the murder.
Very clever. Very clever. You know, Mark, Mr. Henley is a kind of elderly Buzz O'Keefe, huh? Only he made a mistake. Instead of saving Juliet, he saved the husband. Well, that's the end of this sequence, huh?
I think we'd better go out the back way.
Yes, I agree. Happy anniversary.
This is Rex Marshall speaking for Autolite, and in just a moment I'll tell you the name of our star for Suspense next week. But first, here's a parade of some of the more than 400 automotive products manufactured by Autolite in its 28 plants from coast to coast. They're the horns and the windshield wipers. And the batteries, those Autolite Stay Full batteries, the batteries that need water only 3 times a year in normal car use. There comes the wire and the battery cables. There are the Autolite starting motors, followed by the distributors and the generators. There are the gas gauges, and of course, the spark plugs. Say, just look at that precision. They're ignition-engineered Autolite resistor spark plugs. Millions now use Autolite resistor spark plugs, the spark plugs of today and the future. Try a set yourself. Remember, you're always right with Autolite. Next week, you'll see another gripping story of suspense starring Hume Cronin. Also, be sure to listen to Suspense every Thursday night on the radio.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. Suspense is a really cool show. You may want to investigate some more of them. The trivia question earlier was, who directed the very first Suspense old-time radio show? And the answer is Alfred Hitchcock directed the very first pilot episode of Suspense on radio. Anyway, that's it. Hit the like and subscribe if you could. It helps the algorithm, they say. And thanks for coming, and see you next time.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.